I'm Darcy Gilkerson and this is Ciara Griffiths.
Hello. We're both studying at Melbourne University. I am studying Bachelor of Arts, majoring in history and minoring in creative writing.
Yeah, and I've just recently started studying at the Melbourne Conservatory of Music, so I've just transferred there and studying cello.
Because I heard a lot about OzChild and how old the organisation was, but I didn't really know much about how it sort of came to be the position it is now. I'm really interested in history and I'm really interested in creative writing, and I love writing about people and their stories, but I don't really want to do it by myself.
When Ciara messaged me, I was like, oh, that sounds really cool, and getting involved in doing external writing stuff that's outside of uni was really interesting to me. And I guess I sort of found the political aspect really fascinating as well, so I wanted to see how it was different back then to how it is now, and like all the sort of changes that have come about through just foster care in general as well.
It was, I think, very much a balance of like the political practical side, which you were quite interested in, and like the really emotional sort of the personal story side, which I loved, and you have too. Like it's something that's very touching. So we started off with the practical research.
Obviously we went to OzChild and got all their documentation, all that sort of stuff. And we went to the State Library and got archival evidence from the 80s about foster care, and it was really fascinating.
Yeah, because we needed to build up an idea, because we weren't in the 80s, so we wanted a bit of an idea of what the environment was like at the time. So then when we actually went into interview like Genevieve Meyer and John Graham to start with, like we had a bit of background knowledge, and then for them to just like fill it up with their personal stories. Yeah,
it was nice. Like you sort of go in thinking, okay, have lists upon lists of questions that we got to ask, but eventually
be scripted.
Yeah, and eventually it just sort of turned out that we'd end up sort of having tea and biscuits and letting them sort of talk to us about all the drama that unfolded a lot. And they talk to each other about such and such a person and how they worked, and we'd almost sit back and just let them
just let them reminisce.
I found also writing it out very interesting, because we're so used to writing very formal academic papers that trying to get the nice balance between formal and still interesting and engaging.
Yeah, we want to tell the story. It was telling a story.
For me, I was quite surprised at how different it was. Like and it would shock me whenever I'd read about the fact that Child Protective Services didn't really exist back then. Certain things like biological parents were allowed to come into the foster home, and even it was expected. It was very much the foster carer would look after the family at large, not just the child, and it was far more of a community atmosphere. The community took care of things as opposed to it being law. It was just what the community valued. But it was really nice how the community sort of really banded together like that.
One of the things that was said by one of the carers was, when you fostered a child, you weren't just taking the child under your wing, you were taking the mother as well. It
was quite heartwarming, actually. Like, they reminded me of my grandma, very they would talk about these stories that were just harrowing and sometimes so uplifting and sometimes so sad. And you'd just be constantly amazed at like how strong they were.
And how much they cared about the community of foster carers. They all knew each other, they had morning teas together, they worked so closely together, and they're so passionate about Westernport and raising money, raising awareness, and bringing in more people into that community. It's beautiful, yeah.
I love how everyone would know Jen and Joan. In just the wider community, they'd be, they foster kids. Oh, isn't that amazing? Everyone really had a lot of respect and admiration for them. Yeah, that's what I took away from it. It was just a gorgeous community.
And they really like to focus on the people and like the family aspect of it all.
Yeah.
Okay.